Hey everyone, hope you're doing well as possible. I just wanted to pause here with everyone and give us all an opportunity to practice for about 30 to 40 minutes today together. This is going to be a pretty gentle Hatha, focusing a lot on grounding, but also on opening through the hips quite a bit. So do what you can in your time. Use your time wisely, communicate with your body, your physical response, and let yourself, as you're ready to kind of settle into the practice, let yourself move in the way that makes sense to you. So don't feel like you have to take every movement today, but just see them as offerings and allow yourself to move in the way that your body's asking you to move. So with that being said, let's start. You can open in your resting position. I'm offering child's pose to start. You can also rest on your back in some variation of a shavasana. And if you're choosing child's pose, maybe allowing yourself to think about and choose the amount of space between your knees. And then maybe notice that I'm extending my arms long here, and that's because I'm wanting some space in the side body. But maybe you're choosing to bring some or less space between your knees, and maybe you're bringing your arms alongside your body and allowing some space more between the shoulders. And if you're choosing to lie on your back, maybe focusing on playing with the sensation of letting the feet be flat, if that feels okay for your low back, if that's something that sounds like something you'd like to do. Maybe allowing your legs to extend. And always feel free to adjust yourself on the mat. And then as you're ready, maybe you allow your eyes to close. Maybe you allow the forehead and the jaw just to take a break and rest here. Maybe you even notice some space between your teeth as your lips are sealed, but your teeth gently separate. And then maybe from here, bringing awareness into your breath. Just noticing that the breath is there. Allowing the breath to flow in through the nose. And allowing the breath to flow out through the open mouth. That feels like something you'd like to try. And then as you're ready from here, I'd offer you the opportunity to bring your awareness to kind of your hips or your shoulders. Maybe choosing to focus on the area that has the most notable sensation, whatever that sensation might be. And as you shift your awareness to one of those places, or maybe you choose not to, I'd encourage you here to bring some length to your breath. Maybe even moving into Ujjayi Pranayama, if that's where you're moving today. Maybe taking a really soft belly breath in and out. Maybe bringing some other forms of audible experience into your breath. So maybe inhaling through the nose silently and exhaling out through the mouth with a heavy sigh. And if you're choosing not to listen or bring awareness to the shoulders or the hips, if that's something that you're not feeling open to right now, feel free to bring your awareness to the sensation somewhere else in the body, or maybe even noting the absence of sensation. Continuing to deepen your breath as you're ready, maybe allowing your breath to stay at a predictable pace, and that's great too. Moving with your choices here, allowing yourself to choose what you need. And if you notice your mind wandering into the next moment, or having any worried thoughts, or going back into the last moment that happened before you came here, see if you can give yourself a reminder internally, or maybe verbally, outwardly, saying to yourself, return here, or be here now. Maybe even a gentler reminder like remember to practice in the present moment, be mindful. And take a couple rounds of breath being in that present focus. And after you've taken those couple rounds of breath, begin to bring some movement back into your body here. So I'm on my back, belly up. Maybe that means you're moving your fingers and your toes. And then maybe if you're on your belly in kind of a child's pose position, you're moving more in a side-to-side movement. So maybe you're rocking your hips side to side, kind of gently coming up one step at a time to walk your hands back toward your body. And whether you're on your back or belly down, we're finding our way in your pace as you're ready to kind of a hands and knees position. So letting your palms be nice and supported on the mat, letting the shin bones, tops of the feet be supported on the mat as well. And then from here, I'd offer you the opportunity to move just kind of in a way that makes sense to you. So you might move in cat-cow movements, or maybe you're moving more of in kind of a spiral position. If you're taking cat-cow from here, see if we're letting the belly gently drop to the mat on the inhale, and let your gaze move upward. So maybe that means your gaze is moving past the top edge of the mat, maybe it's moving all the way to the sky, depending on where your neck is today. And then with your exhale, we're creating flexion in the spine. So press the mat away, bring the chin toward the chest. Again, always the opportunity to make whatever movements you need to. Cat-cow is not feeling like what you need right now. And then as you're ready, inhale, pulling your chest back through, gently dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, the energy upward. And then exhaling, finding your flexion. Taking a few more rounds in your expression of spinal movement. So again, maybe some of us are moving more laterally, so maybe making a curve on the sides of the spine, as opposed to the front and the back of the spine. Okay, and then if you were taking cat-cow, so that extension and flexion in the spine, from here we'll move into more of a lateral movement. If you weren't already doing that, maybe you switch to cat-cow movements. So from that hands and knees position, take a nice inhale. Imagine you're kind of extending the crown of the head forward to the top edge of the mat. And then as you exhale, bring your right shoulder or elbow area over toward your right hip, kind of making a side bend, and then maybe looking over your right shoulder, getting a full lateral bend in that left side of the spine. Inhale to the left side of the rib cage. And then as you exhale, come back through center. Take an inhale, extending that energy forward. And then as you exhale, making that bend to the other side. Maybe pressing the right hand to the mat here to give some more length to that right side of the rib cage. And then exhale, come back through center, find length in the spine. And exhale, moving back to the right. And inhale, come back through center. See if you can really lengthen the breath as you lengthen the spine. And then exhale back toward the left. Let's take one more round, maybe pausing wherever you need to each side. And then meeting back, hands and knees whenever you're ready. Okay, and then from hands and knees, we're moving to puppy dog or heart mounting pose. So to get there, lots of ways to get there. Maybe start by coming down to your forearms if you're new to this back bend. It's kind of an intense back bend, so move with what you have. But from your forearms, maybe begin to walk your knees back first, and then offer your chest to kind of melt down toward the mat. So we're getting that mid-spine extension here. So maybe your forehead, your chin are moving closer toward the mat. Maybe you're choosing to walk yourself farther back to where your spine can kind of melt a little bit more. Maybe even you're grabbing the top edge of your mat to really extend the arms, almost like you're in child's pose, but the chest is moving down toward the mat. So one of the supports that you can try is having the hips over the knees. For a lot of folks, that helps to align them and it can be anatomically supportive. Maybe you're choosing to walk your knees a little bit farther behind the hips. Maybe you're walking them a little bit in front of the hips. That can be kind of tricky on the hip flexors, but so move with what you can get to while also feeling that back bend and that heart melt. So just take a few moments, pause here and see if you can really extend the breath. One more breath. Okay, then to come out of this, shifting the weight back forward, walking knees close to the top edge of the mat, and then just from here, taking a gentle cat pose. So not a full opposite movement, but just a gentle press of the mat, hands into the mat to really bring some space in between the shoulder blades. And maybe drop the head gently to the earth. And then as you inhale, come back to kind of that tabletop position. And from here, as you're ready, we'll walk ourselves forward, and we're coming to a forward fold. So move in the way that makes sense to you. And I'd encourage you maybe to allow some space between the feet. So maybe imagine you have kind of some people will use the measurement of 2 fists side by side to bring in between the feet, to kind of estimate the space between our hips. And then allowing the toes to point forward, just pausing here and a little bit longer forward fold, Uttanasana. And allow the neck to drape without feeling like maybe you're feeling any pain in the upper neck. So if you feel any sharp pain or discomfort there, maybe cradle your head gently in your hands and allow your head to kind of melt into the hands. Breathing here, maybe exhaling out through the mouth, sighing the breath out. And then if your head was in your hands, take a moment here to release the hands down, and we'll bring the hands to the upper thighs. So we're finding a half lifting position. So press your hands against your thighs, and you'll notice your spine extending. From there, extend through the crown of the head to that half lift position. Activate the thigh muscles. And then exhale and forward fold once again. And then from here, take a bend into your knees and bring the weight back towards your heels and rise to standing. Inhale your arms to the sky as you're ready. Lifting your gaze up to the sky as well for that upward salute position. And then exhale, maybe bring your hands together at the heart center and fold from here from the hips. So allow your fold to come from that hip crease. Allow your head to rest as you fold all the way down. And then from here, we'll inhale and half lift. Maybe bring your hands again to thighs, maybe to shins, maybe they're on the floor here for your half lift. And then exhale and forward fold. And as you forward fold, we'll plant the hands on the mat, and we're stepping back to downward facing dog. So if you're choosing not to take downward facing dog today, maybe come down to hands and knees again. That's kind of your home base. But from your down dog, allow your hands to be wide in the top edge of the mat. Allow your fingers to be nice and fanned out. Maybe check back to see if you need to bring some more space between your feet. Allow about hip width distance between your feet. And then looking back toward the back edge of the mat. So allowing the head to just be nice and rested again. And from here, we'll inhale and maybe lift the right leg off the mat. It doesn't matter how high it is, but maybe lifting it toward the sky. And as you exhale, we'll bring the right foot to plant. So maybe coming down to your left knee to bring that right foot forward, maybe guiding it forward with your right hand. And then we're bringing the left knee down as well. And let's bring the hands to the mat, maybe tenting the fingertips so you have a little bit of a lift. And as you breathe here, see if we can focus the energy into the left hip. See if we're allowing the left hip to just gently melt down toward the mat. Maybe you're taking a blanket and bringing that blanket under your left knee to support the kneecap. And maybe you're staying here for a couple more rounds of breath. Maybe you'd like to tuck the left toes under, press into the right foot, and lift the left knee. And really extend through the spine here. So you still have our finger tense happening. Maybe hands are on the mat, maybe hands are on blocks if those are handy to you. Maybe your hands are more up here if they're on blocks. And then from here, let's plant the hands once again. Press into your hands to step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale and an exhale. Maybe coming down to hands and knees. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. So as you inhale, maybe lifting your left leg, maybe exhaling to plant the left foot through, coming down to the knee as you need to, moving in the way that makes sense to you. And again, finding that low lunge with the hands either tented, planted. And we're doing this to remind ourselves that the earth is there to support us. So our fingertips and the bottoms of our feet are so important to our sensory awareness. So by bringing them flat to the ground and bringing our fingertips to the ground, it reminds us that even when we're feeling a little bit imbalanced, that there's an earth under us that's supporting us, a firm base. And again, see if you can bring that breath awareness into the right hip. And then from here, option if you'd like to, again, tucking the right toes under, maybe keeping the right knee down, or maybe lifting the right knee off the mat, press into the left foot just a little bit, so you feel that supported base on the left side. Maybe playing with dropping the hips a little bit to the earth. Couple rounds of breath here. All right, and then once you're ready, finding your way back to hands and knees or to downward facing dog. Okay, we'll keep building from here. So as you inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. And as you exhale, we'll once again bring the right foot through to plant. And this time we're bringing the left heel down. So we're allowing the outer edge of the left foot to be rooted to the ground. And as we inhale, we're finding a warrior one position. So for warrior one, maybe pause and bring your hands to your hips and allow as much space between the heels as you need. So it doesn't have to be heel to heel. It could be right heel almost to the outer edge of the mat and left heel down. And then arms can be down to the sides if you need them to. But just play with allowing the knee to be over the heel or the heel past the knee on the right foot. And then maybe extend the arms to the sky, and as you do so, allow the left hip to gently press forward. See if you can keep that left outer foot area really knitted to the mat. So one more round of breath. If your arms are extended, allow the tops of the shoulders just to rest here. And take an inhale through the fingertips, so extend if arms are extended. And as you exhale, we're finding our way to warrior two. So for me, warrior two, I like to fan my fingers out nice and wide. And then I like to rest the top parts of my shoulders away from the ears and activate from the middle finger all the way to the tricep to the shoulder. So maybe try that expression and bring your gaze just over the right fingertips. Maybe bending into the right knee a little bit more, taking a longer stance. Breathing here, letting the rise and the fall of the breath ground you to the earth. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands back to the mat. Step back, hands and knees, or downward facing dog. Maybe adjusting the space between hands and feet here in your down dog. Maybe taking a longer stance if you need to. And then as you inhale, lift the left leg to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the left foot down. This time, right heel will come down. And we're rising to that warrior one position. So always playing with the adjustment that you need to do. So maybe allowing more space between front and back heel. That means more space kind of in the middle edge of the mat, the middle part of the mat. And then maybe reaching the arms to the sky. Maybe keep your arms resting alongside the body. And you'll notice that my left heel is past my knee. So it can be there, or maybe you're taking more of a bend. You're stacking knee over heel. Again, there's no perfection, and also it's all about choosing what your body needs in this moment. And maybe focus on allowing the spine to be neutral. So instead of needing to bring the chest way forward or really tucking in the hips, just find a neutral, kind of a happy medium. Your body already knows where that is. So maybe asking your body to settle into that, or giving yourself permission to settle into that. And then when you're ready, you will find warrior two. Again, my arms come out to a T. I bring my gaze over my left fingertips, and I really fan my fingers out nice and wide. And for me, that's energetic. So I like to have the openness, expansiveness of the fingertips. There's also an anatomical benefit to that, because it activates from fingertip all the way to shoulder. So maybe looking forward past the top edge of the left fingertips. Taking a round of breath, again, inhaling, noticing that rise of the rib cage. And exhaling, noticing that grounding impact. And then as we find that last exhale, let's bring the hands back to the mat. Inhale and step back. Hands and knees are downward facing dog. Maybe noticing some warmth in arms and legs here. All right, continuing to build off of that. As you inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring the right foot to plant. Bring the left heel down as you inhale, rise to warrior one. Take one inhale here. And exhale, find your way to warrior two, your expression. One round of breath here once you're ready. All right, as you inhale, reach your right fingertips forward. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Lift your left arm to the sky for extended side angle. And when you're here, be sure to find activation in the right side of the body. As opposed to bending and leaning, find the lift there. And then inhale, maybe reaching the left fingertips forward for that surface in front of you. And as you inhale from here, come back to warrior two. This time bring your arms behind your back while finding humble warrior. So inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, begin to fold, noticing that limit that your body tells you that you might have. And then maybe bringing your right shoulder inside your right knee, lifting your knuckles toward the sky. Combining a forward fold with the warrior one here. Great opportunity to sigh the breath out. Alright, and then from here, inhale, press into your right heel, rise. Pivot your right toes in front of you. So we're finding all 10 toes pointing forward. Release the hands from here, bring your arms out to a T. Inhale and rise, lift your chest. And then exhale and fold, we'll find Prasarita Uttanasana. So bending from the hips. Maybe, again, tenting the fingertips, maybe planting the hands, maybe they're on blocks. Finding a forward folding position. Just making sure that your toes are pointing forward so that you have protection in that kinetic chain of energy from the floor all the way to your hips. Alright, and then from here we'll inhale and halfway lift. Gently bend into your knees to rise, bring your arms back out to a T. And from here, pivot your left toes to the back edge of the mat. Bring your right toes under, right heel up. And then bend into your left knee and reach your arms to the sky. We're finding our way into Ashta Chandrasana, or crescent lunge pose. Alright, so one inhale from here. And then exhale, bring your hands through heart center. And then inhale again, find some length. And then exhale, we're twisting to the left. Maybe your right elbow is hooking around your left knee. Maybe it's hovering over your left knee. Maybe you're more upright. Seeing if you can bring that left inner knee toward the midline of the body. One more breath here. Focus on that inhale and exhale. And then as you inhale, we'll pivot all the way back to the right, all the way back to the top edge of the mat. So we're making that half circle, and we're stepping back, down dog, child's pose, hands and knees, whatever you might need here. Take a moment just to recognize the transformation you've already created on that side. And then as you're ready, as you inhale, we'll lift the left leg to the sky, no rush. And then exhale, bring the left foot to plant. Right heel down this time, and as you inhale back to warrior one, our old friend. Take a moment to connect to that breath. One more inhale. And then as you exhale back to warrior two, your version of warrior two. All right, with your next inhale, reach your left fingertips forward, this time left forearms to the left thigh. Inhale the right arm up and maybe over for that extended side angle position. So again, focusing on lifting. You'll notice here I'm kind of collapsing the left shoulder. See if you can lift that left side of the body away from the left thigh. So one more full round of breath here. So inhale and exhale. And then as you inhale back to warrior two, and then we're moving into humble warrior. So reach the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Option here to inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, fold. Again, listening for that limitation that your body is telling you that you might have. So maybe inner shoulder to inner knee. As you fold, maybe you're halfway there, you're really feeling the sensation in the inner thigh, and that's enough for you. Move with what you got. Our limitations are not confining, they are messages from our bodies. Okay, and then as you inhale from here, rise. We're going to Prasarita. Bring your arms out to a T. Inhale, lift your heart. And then exhale and fold. As you fold, as if you're letting your head rest, I'll go pause and turn off my alarm. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Make sure just to notice the width between your feet. Taking a moment to allow all 10 toes to point forward. Let's take one more full round of breath. And then to come out of this, once again, inhale, maybe gently bend into the knees, bring your arms out to a T and rise. And then pivot your right toes to the back of the mat. Tuck your left toes under, left heel will be up. And finding your way into a crescent lunge. So right knee is gently bent. Maybe it's a little bit more bent. Couple rounds of breath here. All right, from here, inhale, extend through the fingertips. And then exhale, bring your hands together through heart center. And one more inhale. And then exhale and twist. And again, left elbow can be around right knee, covering over right knee. Maybe your chest is a little bit higher. Seeing if you can inhale and then exhale. Bring that inner right knee toward the midline of the body. Right, and then as you inhale, back through center, and we're pivoting all the way back to the front of the mat. Bring your hands to the mat from here. Bring your knees down to the earth. Finding a little seat position. So bring the knees together. Allow the chest to just drape over the upper legs. Allow the head to rest. Arms alongside the body. Take a moment to remind yourself to be here in this present moment. Maybe again using that kind of gentle reminder of being here now, or be mindful of the present, whatever it is that brings you back to here. Feel free to stay here as long as you need. If you'd like to come out of that shape as you're inhaling, rising back up and finding your way back to downward facing dog. And with your next inhale, once again, we're lifting the right leg. Maybe you're at hands and knees. And as you exhale, we'll bring in the right foot to plant. And from here, bring the left heel down and rise. We'll find Warrior Two. All right, so from Warrior Two, just a brief Warrior Two, from here, begin to straighten the right leg. Keeping the arms out to a T. We're finding Trikonasana, so maybe you walk your right heel farther back, so a little bit closer to the left heel, the back of the mat. Playing with the length of the stance, as you need to. And then with your arms out to a T, maybe bring your left hand to your left hip. Gently press the left hip back so you can feel a little bit of activation in the upper glute area. And then inhale, reach your right fingertips forward. And as you exhale, see if you can bring your right hand to your right shin, or maybe to the right ankle. And then whatever kind of awakens that lengthening sensation in the left side of the body, from there extend the left arm to the sky. So maybe your hand's on the ankle, you don't quite feel it, so maybe you bring your right hand to the mat, tend to the fingertips. And see if you can press the left ankle and left heel into the mat, really lengthening that left side of the body. Maybe bringing your gaze to the sky as well. Maybe looking down if you want more of that grounding awareness. All right, one more round of breath here. And as you're ready, we'll exhale, bring the left hand to the mat, pivoting the right toes back toward the left, so we're moving left. And from here, bring your hands out in front of you, and we're moving into Skandasana. We'll be holding on each side for quite a few rounds of breath. So as you inhale, starting with the right side, bend into your right knee, bring your weight back toward your right glute and heel. Keeping the left toes down, maybe the foot is down, or maybe you point the toes to the sky. So activation through this right side, lengthening through this left side. Breathe down into the belly. Maybe your hands are on blocks here. Shaking is all part of the game on the right side. 2 rounds of breath. And then as you inhale, press through that right heel. Bend into the left knee, bring the weight back toward the left heel. Maybe right foot is down, maybe toes are up. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. See if you can bring those breaths into the belly. Extending that energy forward from the upper body. Right, and then as you're ready, inhale. Walking your way back to the top edge of the mat. Point the right toes forward, come onto the, kind of tuck the toes of the left foot under, left heel up. And then bend into the right knee. Bring your right hand past the top edge of the mat, about a foot past the top edge of the mat. Shift your weight into your right heel. And really activate through right glute here. And as you inhale, maybe float the left toes off the mat, straightening the right leg, opening the left hip and reaching the left arm to the sky for Ardha, half moon pose. And maybe lifting the left heel a little bit higher, keeping the right hand down for now. Weights back in that right heel. Focus is down toward the earth. One more breath. All right, come out, bend into the right knee. Gently land the left toes down. Plant the hands. Step back to down dog. Maybe hands and knees. Take a moment, maybe press back to child's pose. Take what you need. And then as you're ready, lift the left leg to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the left foot to plant. We're rising to warrior two, so take your time getting there. Take as much time as you might need. And again, resetting and aligning here as you inhale, begin to straighten that left leg. Maybe adjusting the length of the stance again. And then I'll do just like I did on the other side. So bring your right hand to your right hip, kind of that upper edge of your pelvic bowl. And keep the left hand extended, but gently press the right hip back, enough to where you feel right glute, upper hip activate. You can inhale and begin to reach forward. And then as you exhale, hinge from the hip, Maybe bring the left fingertips to the shin, the ankle, and then opening the chest to the sky as you extend the right arm to the sky. And then listening for that sensation of length. So if you're not feeling a whole lot of sensation here, maybe bring the hand to the mat. And then again, really drive out through that right ankle and right heel. That's kind of the key to the chain. That's where it all starts, from the earth all the way to the hip, the side. Right arm maybe reaches to the sky. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right, and then again, to come out of here, we're bending the left knee, and we're finding Skandasana. So we're walking to the right this time. Left toes will follow. And maybe finding that hand placement that you chose on the other side. Some people like to have hands at heart. I didn't mention that on the other side. Maybe trying that this time. If you prefer something more active and less dynamic, maybe bring the heels in, toes out. Bend into the knees, bring the weight back toward both heels. Find horse pose or goddess pose, Devyasana. Just be sure that the knees are past the ankles or just under the ankles. Or over the ankles, I should say. And then maybe bring your hands to the sky, maybe reach your arms to the sky. Or maybe you're taking Skandasana again. Maybe you're trying hands to heart this time. So if you're taking Skandasana, start by bringing the weight to the left heel, toes up, toes down. 3 rounds of breath. I like my hands on the mat. That's my move.